What's going on, guys and girls? Rob here, and couple of minutes here in the afternoon. Wasn't doing a lot, so wanted to bring up to you whether this person is a Hall of Famer or not a Hall of Famer. Don't look it up on your phones. Um, I'm just going to give you a name. After that, I'll give you their stats, lifetime stats, and then simply put whether they're in the Hall of Fame or not. Okay? After that, we'll decide whether they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame if they're not, or if they're in the Hall of Fame, maybe they don't deserve to be there. Okay? Uh, we'll have somebody, I'm sure, join us in a minute. First name we're going to throw out there is Lou Whitaker. Lou Whitaker, side by side with, you know, uh, Tigers shortstop for years and years and years. He was a second baseman. 244 career home runs. 244. Okay. He got himself 2,369 hits, 276 batting average, and knocked in over 1,000 runs, 1,084. Now, to me, he's a Hall of Famer. I think he is. That's just me. I think he's a Hall of Famer, though. I really do. Let's see who. I forget who he had as his side mate for all those years. Was it Tiger shortstop? What's up, Keith? It wasn't Robin Yount was with Milwaukee. Who was with Lou Whitaker? Lou Whitaker, and who do you have? Who do you have as shortstop with him? It's coming to me. I'll get it. Alan Trammell. Yeah, that's right. Alan Trammell. So I'm wondering if you guys think, number one, is he a Hall of Famer? Is Lou Whitaker a Hall of Famer? I mean, is he actually in the Hall of Fame? You tell me whether if you know he's not, say no. If you think he is, say yes. Or if you know he is, say yes. Lou Whitaker, 244 home runs, 2,369 hits, batted .276 with 1,084 RBIs. Is Lou Whitaker a Hall of Famer? And Keith White says he does not believe he's in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Now later, I'll tell you if they are or not, and then we'll find out whether you believe they should be. Next one I've got right here, Bobby Gritsch. Bobby Gritsch played for the Angels for a long time. Is Bobby Gritsch a Hall of Famer? I'll give you stats afterwards. Bobby Gritsch, is he a Hall of Famer or not? No, don't get anything to. I don't think he is in it either, says Keith White. Let me give you his stats now. I'll throw his stats out to you, and then you might. Frank Wayne Scott says no, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Okay, 224 home runs, 1,833 hits, 266 batting average, 864 RBIs. Third one on the list, Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk, Hall of Famer? Not a Hall of Famer. Carlton Fisk, is he a Hall of Famer? And not what you think. It's either he's in the Hall of Fame or he's not in the Hall of Fame. And Frank and Keith both say he's in the Hall of Fame. I'll give you his catching stats for the majority of his season. And Keith says he's in. For the majority of his career, he played catcher. 376 home runs, 2,356 hits, 269 batting average, and 1,330 RBIs, 3-time Silver Slugger, 11-time All-Star. Yes, he's in. Thurman Munson. Everybody has to remember He had a plane crash that shortened his career. So he doesn't have numbers like 500, 600, 700 home runs, obviously. Or, he doesn't have the 400 home runs even. But is Thurman Munson in the Hall of Fame? Thurman Munson, is he in the Hall of Fame? If not, he should be, says Frank. Keith White says, I don't think so, but not sure. Okay. Let me give you his numbers. Okay. He was only 32 when he passed away. 113 home runs, 292 batting average, and he knocked in 700 runs. 700 runs. Okay. He was a 7-time All-Star. 7-time All-Star at 32. And also AL MVP one time. Yeah, he was an AL MVP at one time. I'll tell you in a little while whether he's a Hall of Famer or not. Dewey Evans, give you all his numbers right here. 8 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers, 3-time All-Star, 385 home runs, 2,446 hits, 272 average, 1,384 RBIs. Frank says he doesn't think Dwight Evans is in the Hall of Fame. What does Keith say? Dewey Evans, is he a Hall of Famer? Darlene says yes. She doesn't know, but she says yes. I think he is not, says Keith. Okay, we'll come back to him. Fred Lynn, another one of the outfielders from Boston. 4-time Gold Glove, AL MVP, along with Rookie of the Year the same season. Okay, he was Rookie of the Year and Rookie of the Year and AL MVP the same season. 9-time All-Star, American League Championship Series MVP, AL batting champion, 9-time All-Star, 306 home runs, 283 batting average, 1,960 hits, along with 1,111 runs batted in. Think about that. He averaged better than a half of RBI per hit. He got over 1,100 RBIs and only 1,900 hits. That is pretty damn good average there. We'll come back to him in a few minutes, okay? Frank Wainscott says he's in, and Keith says he's not in. So somebody's wrong there. How about the next one we got right here? Don Mattingly. MVP, Hall of Fame? Not Hall of Fame. Don Mattingly. You say yes? Okay. We'll see what everybody else says. Don Mattingly. Hall of Famer? Not. Keith says Mattingly is not in. What does Frank say? What do you say, Frank? AL MVP, 6-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glover, 2 times he led the league in hits. 307. Donnie Baseball is in, says Frank. 307 batting average, 1,099 RBIs, 222 home runs, along with 2,153 hits. I'll come back to you and let you know that one in just a minute. Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer? No Hall of Fame. Winfield. Dave? No, you're not looking him up, are you? Don Mattingly. He's a manager of the Marlins now. Yep. Winfield. Keith says Winfield is in the Hall of Fame. What do you think, Frank? I said Fred Lynn. I think he was entered alone or with one other player one year, says Keith. What do you think, Frank? Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer. Not Winfield could have played all three major sports. You say he's in. Now let me give you stats. How about this? 7-time Gold Glover, 6-time Silver Slugger, 12-time All-Star, 465 home runs. Now it's starting to clear us up a little bit as to whether he's in or not. 3,110 hits. Now we kind of know. 283 batting average, 1,833 RBIs. He's a Hall of Famer. Got one more, and then I'll come back and tell some of the other folks that you got. He is a Hall of Famer, yes. Fred Mcgriff. He's my last one I'm going with. Fred Mcgriff. I'll give you some stats. 493 home runs, 2,490 hits, batted .284 in his career, 1,550 RBIs, two-time home run champion, 5-time All-Star. Mcgriff is not no crime dog. You're correct. No Fred Mcgriff. Let's go back to what you guys said about Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly is not, says Keith. Frank Wayne Scott says Donnie Baseball is in. He's not in. He is not a Hall of Famer. How about that? Donnie Baseball is not a Hall of Famer, folks. Fred Lynn. Of all the numbers out there right now, to me, he's got to be darn close. But you put his numbers next to Dewey Evans, and Evans has got better numbers. Evans has 80 more home runs, 500 more hits. Now, he batted .272 instead of .283, yeah, but he got 275 more RBIs. Dewey Evans, to me, is a Hall of Famer. Dwight Evans is a Hall of Famer, not Fred Lynn. Dewey Evans is a Hall of Famer. 8 Gold Gloves, two Silver Sluggers, 3-time All-Star. No, Mattingly, you're right. He didn't play a lot of, and he only had 222 home runs. That hurt him. But Dwight Evans with 385 home runs, and you got to go back and look in the 70s. Look at who the all-star outfield was. It was not chopped liver, folks. Reggie Jackson was a mainstay. Reggie Jackson in the American League was a mainstay in the outfield. Fred Lynn made a lot of all-star appearances. He made 9. Jim Rice, Hall of Famer, made many all-star. That's just 2 teams, just the Red Sox and the Yankees. We're not even coming up with none of the other, and we talk about Dave Winfield. He made a lot of outfield appearances. Dwight Evans with those numbers, even with only three-time All-Star appearances, I don't care. Those numbers, to me, he's a Hall of Famer. Thurman Munson, 113 home runs hurts him. I know it does, but a .292 batting average for a catcher, 701 RBIs, and 7-time All-Star and an AL MVP. To have passed away at 32, he's got to be a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. Why not? Why would he not? He was on pace to have 250 home runs. He was on pace to knock in 13, 14 home runs. He was on pace for 1,300 RBIs. Frank Wingscott, I hope you're a member of the channel. I do hope you're a member of the channel. I really do. And then Lou Whitaker and Bobby Gritsch almost had similar careers, except Lou Whitaker got 500 more hits. 500 more hits and 220 more RBIs. 244 home runs for a second baseman. Those days was a lot. I don't know how he's not a Hall of Famer too. But the one, if you want to have surefire Hall of Famers on here, and I'm sure Fred McGriff, by all standards, Fred McGriff is probably number one. Watch you all the time, Rob. Great talk. Thank you very much, Frank. To me, I know most people will say Fred McGriff is their number one person that's not a Hall of Famer. To me, it's Dewey Evans. Dwight Evans is number one. Then I'll say Fred McGriff. Then right behind him is Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson, he's got to be close. He's got to be. I don't see how he's not that, not a close one to be on the Hall of Fame list. We're going to do this again, but we're going to do it with football players and just see how much of a difference NFL is from Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has the most stringent Hall of Fame rules of any of them. To me, they do. Now, the one thing that's going to really be interesting 5, 6, 7 years down the road, there's never in the history of Hall of Fame in the NFL been 100% voting for one person. I think that changes with Tom Brady 6 or 7 years down the road. I really do. I think it will. We will see if it does. I think Tom Brady will be 100%. If not, I want to see the person that votes him, not that he's not a Hall of Famer. How can you watch football and vote him not in the Hall of Fame? It's almost the same way with Fred McGriff. How could you have watched baseball all those years, 493 home runs? Do those 7 home runs make that much of a difference? Because I'll guarantee you, had he gotten 500 home runs, he'd be in right now. I'll bet you. 7 home runs, do they make that much of a difference? What do you guys think? Would McGriff be in the Hall of Fame right now? Who voted no on Walter Payton or Joe Montana? You're right. There's a lot of folks who voted no to Jerry Rice. Yeah. But there's never been a 100% vote across the board. Not and Manning too. Manning. What is my stance on Rose? Rose messed up horribly. Yes, Rose messed up horribly. It's time for the Veterans Committee to step up. Okay, it's time for them to step up and say, look, 4,200 hits. 4,200 hits. Nobody else out there has 4,000. Think about that. 4,200 hits. And nobody else has 4,000 in the lifetime of the game. He's a Hall of Famer, folks. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, he shouldn't be behind the bench, or he shouldn't be on a bench anymore. I don't have a problem with that. But to have your own team, some of your own teammates denigrate you, a.k.a. Johnny Bench needs to shut his mouth. Johnny Bench needs to shut his mouth. What percentage of the vote does Drew Brees get? Drew Brees what's going to hurt him is he went a lot of his career and not a starter. He went a lot of his career and he wasn't even a starter until he went down to he started out west between 85 and 90. He's got to get that much. Yeah. He's got to get, I would say 94, 95%. But you're going to have some that's going to hold it against him that he didn't start his entire career. He didn't go to the coach and say, I don't feel like playing today, and I don't feel like playing next week or this season. Why don't you just let me sit on the sideline? He didn't do that. How do you penalize a player for not getting a start? Tom Brady did not start his freshman. He didn't start his sophomore year. Tom Brady, Tom Brady is the ultimate gauge by what we should go by. Okay? Tom Brady did not start for 2 years in college. Tom Brady, his junior year in his high school, did not start. Later in his junior year, he did. But his first game as a junior in high school, he was not a starter. 7 Super Bowl wins later, 10 Super Bowls later that he's went to. He's now the best player that's ever played the game, in my opinion. That tells you right there, there's a lot of screw-ups with coaches. Coaches can be the biggest detriment to a player. Not only, sometimes look at Kenny Anderson stats. Kenny Anderson basketball, we can do that. How about the kid from the Indians? Kenny, what was his name? He's got some good stats. The outfielder, Kenny Lofton. Go look at some of his stats. And look, you talking about Ken Anderson, the quarterback. I got you. Okay. I'll write it down here. We'll look at Ken Anderson stats. We will. Too many Kenny Andersons in this world. Bengals quarterback. Gotcha. Anderson was a very good quarterback. You're right. I'm not sure he's a Hall of Famer. I take into account also, and I know a lot of people don't, I take into it what you did in the postseason. And that's what's going to get Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame. You look at Eli Manning's regular seasons, he's a joke. He was a joke. Eli Manning was a joke in regular season. He was one game above 500 in his career. Think about that. He won one more game than he lost in his whole entire career in regular season. Then you throw over and look at his postseason. And those 2 magical times with the Giants, they beat the Patriots both times. To me, he's a Hall of Famer just due to the fact there's only been 55 Super Bowls, and then 2 of those. And 2 of those, he shined. All you got to do is look at it. To me, he's a Hall of Famer. And that's going to hurt Anderson. That's going to hurt Ken Anderson. Yeah. You're right. Exactly right. You're exactly right. The Steelers in that division all those years hurt him. You're right. You are correct. Was Brian Sipe a good college quarterback? You know what? I don't know. Let's see where Brian Sipe went south, didn't he? I think he went south and played. Brian Sipe college career. Brian Sipe college career. Brian Sipe college career. So Brian Sipe, San Diego State. Brian Sipe went to San Diego State. He went to San Diego State's where he went. Grossmont College and then San Diego State University. Round 13. That's when they had 13 rounds. Oh, my Lord. 1972. Pick 330. So let's see what he did. So he's picked 330th. Playing career. Let's see. Sipe was a good quarterback. Sipe never, to me, was He was MVP, though. He was MVP in 1980. I did not know that. 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, MVP. Ritigliano, Sam Ritigliano, ended his career at Liberty University down the road here. Raiders went to the Super Bowl and beat the Eagles. And that's where the Browns got he attempted a pass to Newsom, but it was intercepted in the end zone by Mike Davis, Raiders safety. Brian Sipe. Yes, he was MVP in 1980, but remember for the playoff interception against Oakland. Yeah, you got it. Let's see his career stats. 23,000 yards. 23,000 yards. Somebody you just mentioned the kid from down at New Orleans. You do realize how many yards he threw for. Different generation. I understand that. Sipe only completed 56% of his passes. Oh, man. He only played 125 games. Man. And the thing is, he only played 16 games 4 times. That's it. On a 1 to 10 scale, how would you grade Bob Avellini? Bob Avellini. Oh, my God. I hadn't heard that name in forever. Right. Exactly, Puck. Mahomes can do it in 5 years. 23,000. It's in 6 years anyway. Sipe's not a Hall of Famer, though. No. Bob Avellini. Haven't heard that name in forever. Avellini. Where did he play? He wasn't a Bengal. Now, where the hell was he? Y'all throwing the clock back on me here. Quarterback Bob Avellini. The Bears, before he finished up with the Jets. His nickname was Slow-Mo. How about that? Slow-Mo. All right. He only threw for 7,000 yards in his career. Avellini did. And he look. Now look, I don't know anything about you, Bob Avellini. If you're watching my channel right now, okay? I'm sorry. I do not mean to denigrate you in any way or shape or form. But if I saw this picture right here looking at me right now and had no idea you ever played football, you look like a lifelong criminal. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He looks pissed. Somebody made him mad. I'm sorry. I mean, smile, dude. If you don't have real teeth, show your dentures. But come on, you gotta at least do something. My goodness. I ain't lying, man. Look. I mean, his wife, he says he was getting spaghetti for dinner, and she gave him took 2 10-minute sacks. Yeah. What's them little green things? Brussels, no, the little bitty ones, the little bitty circles that people eat. No. They ain't Brussels sprouts either. Okra. This dude got okra for supper, and his wife done told him pizza or spaghetti or something ahead of time, and she showed him okra, and that's what happened. Yep, that's what happened right there. Honey, you're gonna have spaghetti for dinner. I hope you're ready to eat it. And then he sets at the damn table, and there's okra, and that's him. That's Bob Okra Avellini. Bob Okra. God. I mean, that's sad. He's smiling every other picture. His wife had, yep, Okra. I'm going to call him old Mr. Okra. Yeah. He studied architecture. Yeah. Jeez. But damn, he played under Don Coryell. He should have been a quarterback genius. Quarterback genius there. Calvin Coolidge. Tell them what we got into this morning. You might not be able to tell it with me right now. My face, whew, and we went fishing. We went fishing today. And, yeah, caught a few fish. Not a lot. I thought we was going to catch heat stroke, but we did go fishing. We went fishing, and, they were hitting up pretty good, but heat and fish. Yep. In that picture, it says he was facing DUI charges again. Really? Is that true, Keith? Is that true? Let's see a picture of Brian Sipe. Let's see a picture of Brian Sipe if we can find one. By all accounts, Brian Sipe was up. Oh, that's why. He was facing DUI charges. He was not in a good mood. Rob, do you have any bootleg Legends of Wrestling cards? I may have a few. I don't have any doubles though. I don't. I wish I did. Are you trying to get going with your LOW set, Frank? I don't have any doubles though. I wish I did. Somebody else was asking me that the other day. Frank Wainscott's looking for Legends of he refused to do a breath test. That's why he was pissed. Frank Wainscott is looking for LOW cards, Legends of Wrestling cards, guys. Frank, if you want to put your email up, shoot it up there. Are you looking to buy any? If we can find some for you, are you anybody that's got any Legends of Wrestling cards? Okay, get in touch with Frank Wainscott. Okay, Frank may throw his email address down. If he does, if he's okay with it, first off, if he puts it in chat, I'm still going to ask him first before I say it over the microphone here. But if he's okay with it, he may get a bunch of emails about Legends of Wrestling. But I don't have any bootleg cards that I have doubles of. I wish I did. If I had any good bootleg cards, I would send them out to anybody and everybody that has it. I have about 85, but looking for NWA guys. I got you. There are some guys out there that have PDFs. There are some PDF guys. So if you're okay with me giving your email out, Frank, shoot it up there. I will give it out right here. Everybody that's a big wrestling fan on my channel, right? If you have any bootleg NWA guys, Frank Wainscott's interested in them. He may not throw his email. If he doesn't throw his email out there, get in touch with me. But if he does throw his email out there, get in touch with him. You guys make a deal, wheel and deal a little bit. Give Frank a good deal, okay? If they're bootleg, give it. They drew his blood, and his blood alcohol content was 0.181. That's why he looked like hell. Hadn't eaten in 2 days. Maybe he needed the okra. Honey, you need to eat the okra. You've been drinking for 4 days. Well, I want pizza, and I don't want okra. Oh, me. But Frank Wainscott's looking for NWA guys on it. Legends of Wrestling. So definitely get in touch with me. And if you've got them, okay. Flair, Dusty, Sting, Arn have all the ROH and Evolve sets. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's looking for the head Mounties of NWA. They poured his vodka down the drain and made him watch it. Keith's a trip. But yeah, if you find any Ring of if you find any NWA guys that are bootleg, get in touch with me. Frank Wayne Scott's looking for some, and yeah, don't gouge him at the pump. Don't gouge him at the gas pump, folks. Be fair to him. Be fair to him. Frank is a member of the channel, and he says he's been watching it a lot, so that's good. That's real good. And anybody on my channel knows, fairness is my main thing, man. If you wanna be on my channel, expect to be treated the way you treat people. And they said if a big guy named Bubba visits you, you are just hallucinating. Keith's rolling. Keith's rolling with it now. A lot of baseball back on tap today. I noticed where the Braves lost yesterday, and so the Phillies make a half game up on them today, and they'll play tonight. Phillies do against Tampa, I think they're playing Tampa. Not an easy choice. Did you find Statistics Pro, Status Pro basketball, Rob? I did. I didn't find it. Somebody else found it for me. Does jail serve okra? I don't know. I don't know. Would that be, who in here would eat it, and who in here would not eat it? Keith, are you an okra person? Frank, are you? But yeah, Frank, I ended up Keith, in fact, got in touch with me. He has it. And he's been cool enough to say he's gonna send it to me. Very, very cool. And he didn't charge me anything. Now I can't let shit roll like that. So I send him a little bit. I'll eat it, but not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, that was just me. Keith was offering it to me. I said, nah. You got to have some shipping and handling money, and maybe a little bit more. So even if he doesn't play it, what cards do you? I have 81, 82, 82, 83 cards. Frank, are you saying about Status Pro basketball? Are you Status Pro basketball? That's my question to Frank. Okra is probably better on the grill. I could be, Keith. Corn is the best thing ever on the grill. And if you guys have ever watched my channel back in the spring, you've seen me cook corn on the grill. You've heard my man Harris Jessup come to my house and eat corn that came off the grill. And he said never in his life, never in his years, has he ever eat corn better than right here. And he ate my chili too. He liked it. I don't have any of them, Frank. So yeah, I don't have any of them. So here's my email address. I'll shoot mine on here all day long. Yeah. All right, there's my email address. No. And anybody that's ever seen me do, what we call it, watch somebody else doing something. I was not trying to intimidate that person that time, even though I almost did intimidate them. Same thing. Frank, you just let me know what you want for those cards, and I will take it in consideration whether I can offer you what you want them for it or not. Okay, I can do that. But yeah, Frank Wayne Scott is looking for Legends. I have the full set of both seasons. If you want them, give me a shout. Oh, okay. Wow. That's very cool. One of those seasons would be enough for me. 82, 83 would probably be a great set for me to have. Let me know what you want. If I got to find a trade, I got to find a trade. But I might be able to find something to trade with you. Who knows? Who knows? Me and Frank may have a trade going out. And Frank is looking for Legends of Wrestlers, Legends of Wrestling, NWA wrestlers, and he doesn't want the slouches, guys. He wants Flair. He wants Rhodes. He wants Magnum. Magnum TA's got a card, though. Moses is a beat on the board, is a beast on the boards with the 76ers. You're right. Yeah, his numbers are like 30-something. Yeah. I played the game years ago, and I borrowed it from somebody, I think, or I may have left it in my parents' house. I ain't going that route. I'm not blaming anybody. I left it somewhere, or either I was borrowing it from a friend, I think, and he just wanted it back, so I got it back from him. And I kept it for like 2 years, and I played the hell out of it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the hell out of it. Who impressed you most in the NFL preseason? Huss, I can't tell anybody that because I have not watched one play. Do you play any red, white, and blue offline with your season sets, Rob? I have. I have done it in the past. I played the 80s season. I went through and played them all. I haven't done it in a long time. I've been thinking about doing the Starcross set. That's ones that nobody ever won anything. Do that. It would be interesting to do one of the season sets and then have you guys who would want to watch it? I don't know if anybody would want to watch or not. Justin Fields looks good. Big season ahead. Yep. Markman, are you going to do any more Glory Days boxing? I always do more Glory Days boxing. I love to. Yeah, if I do a red, white, and blue season, if I do a full season across the board, which season or which set would you guys like to watch me do? I know we got a lot of Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans. You guys know I'm old school. I love my 80s sets. I love those. I like the 70s. I like the early 90s sets. Rob, I have the OG title bout. That is my favorite 1981 cards in the history box. Great set. Great set, Frank. You are exactly right. G-Puck says he likes his 70s. There's reasons I like the 80s real good. I like Earnhardt. Keith White says something from the 90s. Yeah, when you got to 90s, you're talking about Mark Martin. You got yourself Jeff Gordon put in there, and part of the 90s. He was a rookie in 93. No, 92 he came out and raced Atlanta. So 93 he was a rookie. Yeah. Rusty Wallace, Alan Kulwicki. Any era is good with me, Puck says. 92 set, my God. I don't know if you're going to ever have a season. If you ever get a chance, if you've never watched any race in your life, watch the last race of Alabama. Watch the last race of the 92 season, okay? When 5 guys had a chance to win the title. And I mean, this is the old point system, folks. We're not talking about this playoff stuff. I'm talking about the old the old way of doing. Kulwicki wins it, but my goodness, man, there was so many people had a chance. 91 the same way. I did a 2012 replay, and Danica seemed to be on the feud list half of the season. Well, Frank, let's be for real about the situation, okay? Danica Patrick. What is the majority of people that talk about Danica talk about? Either she was reckless as hell, or you like some of the guys say she's hot. That's it. right? You don't hear about talent. You don't hear about talent's never used with Danica Patrick. Okay, Haley Deegan, right? Now I am biased toward Haley Deegan. I'll tell you why in a minute. Number one, she's a young lady that is starting in a truck series. She's starting in the truck series and she's racing. Okay. She's not asking anybody to move her up to the Cup series next year because she's got dark hair and she can wave everything around. And she's not asking for that. She got a top 10 in Knoxville, a week ago. She finished 7th. All I'm saying is this. Was it Knoxville, Nashville, somewhere out there? It may have been Iowa. Wherever she finished at, she finished 5th at one of these. 7th at one of these races. Let her prove her craft. If she's not able, or the numbers don't prove that she deserves to be in a Cup car, don't put her in one. Put her in an Xfinity car. Keep her in the truck series. We have a fella that's been in the truck series for 20 years, Matt Crafton. Matt Crafton's been in the truck series almost since it started, I think. And it started in 95, so it's only been 26 years. And he's been in that series almost the whole time. He's making a good living. He drives, and he wins. Why should anybody else be given a bigger push? Man, woman, black or white. I don't care who you are. Shouldn't you have to win first before you move up? But check out Haley Deegan's YouTube channel. She's got a great YouTube channel. She's spot on with a lot of things. I love the Alabama gang. G-Puck loves the Alabama gang. Can you list all of the Alabama gang? Bobby Allison, Davey Allison, Donnie Allison, Hut Strickland. Hut Strickland married one of the Alabama girls. Let's see. Who else was in the Alabama gang? Oh, man. Think of his name in a minute. Davey Allison, Bobby Allison. Yeah, Red Farmer. Exactly, Frank. You got it. Red Farmer's in there. Davey, Donnie, and Bobby. Hut Strickland, Red Farmer. It was a bunch of them. Yeah. Cale Yarborough, he wasn't from Alabama, I don't think. But Cale was fun to watch. And he actually got in a fight with him in 79. But Cale was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll do a replay of that real soon too. And then once I get my basketball, I'll be doing replays of basketball, racing, basketball, racing, baseball. Rob, I coached a young girl. Okay. G-Puck started mid-sentence and then stopped. So we're going to see what else he's got going on there. In softball, who races now? Oh, that's right. Neil Bonnet, too. You're right. Neil Bonnet, he passed away. David Bonnet. Was that his son? Neil and David? Yeah. Yeah, Neil Bonnet was part of that. Who races now? Puck, what's her name? Can you give her a name? Moving through the ranks. It may be somebody we've heard of. Could be. G-Puck coached a girl in softball, and now she races. How about that? That's pretty cool. That is moving through the ranks, and look, Meg Fuller. Oh boy, is that did her dad race? Did her dad race? Rick Fuller? She got a father. Is that Rick Fuller's? Let's see if it is. All right. Rick Fuller, he raced what's those kind of cars? Ha! How about that, Puck? Rob get one once. Rob, Rob gets one once in a while. Um, he raced those modifieds. He raced modifieds, and he was a hell of a driver. He hung in there with Ted Christopher for a long time. Ted Christopher, R.I.P. Nice guy. Met him a couple of times. Driver Meg Fuller. Let's see what Meg Fuller is all about. Race car driver Meg Fuller. All right, let's see what we got here going on. Little T Speedway, Thompson, Connecticut. Jeff Fuller. Oh, yeah, Jeff, too. Jeff, you are correct. Jeff Fuller raced for a long, long time. Stafford Springs, Stafford Motor Speedway. Megan Fuller, in 2019, she was 17. All accounts, it was almost a year to the day, so she's 19 years old now. Okay. Crew chief, Jimmy Fuller. Car owner, Rick Fuller. Yep. And Jeff Fuller, you're right. He raced too, Frank. You're exactly right. I thought maybe it was Rick's girl, though, because I met Rick, oh, my Lord, how many years ago? He's not, I'm not even sure he's old as me. He's probably a little older than me. I'm 54. Jeff's his uncle. Jeff's her uncle? Okay. Rick. Youngest of his two children. How about that? Yeah. But yeah, it is Rick Fuller's daughter, Megan. Quarter midgets. She did quarter midgets. Whole family helping her. Oh, yeah. Fuller family's into it, man. Street stock class, Stafford Speedway. Now, her uncle Jimmy, crew chief, her dad, her brother Alex, part of the pit crew. Doesn't say anything about Jeff. I think Jeff's part of this family, though. Whole family helping out. So, yeah. Let's see if I can get something a little newer than that. That was 2019, 2018 stuff. That was before Jeff is too. That was before the pandemic. So let's see if Skip's graduation stroll to speed to Victory Lane, July 2020. How about that at Stafford? Yeah, she's racing the modifieds, Whalen Modified Tour. That's awesome. That's awesome. She's 19 years old now. Big ups to Meg Fuller. G-Puck mentioned her, so yeah, big ups to her. Let's hope she does well. I also follow Kyle Busch's son, Braxton. He is coming right along. He's starting to win more and more races. He's not 10 years old yet. He's not even 10 years old. He's out here winning races. I want to say he's 7 years old. I think he's 7. He may only be 6. 6 or 7 years old is all he is. Braxton Busch. Braxton Busch. I think he's 7. I want to say he's only 6. And what month? Braxton Busch, yeah, 6 years old. Oh my God! And look there, guys. Looks a lot like his mom and his dad. Stand next to his dad's trophy cup there when he won. Oh my gosh! Yeah, he's a racing thing, boys and girls. He is good. He is good. So you got to watch his channel. Yeah, watch his channel. My neighbor used to race ARCA. Jeep Flume. No, that name does not. Jeep Flum. Oh, Jeep Flum. Cincinnati, Ohio. Most recent race was 2017, so he hadn't raced in a while. He liked carrying the number 52 with him a lot. Jeep Flum. He ran ARC in '87 at Daytona. Born in 1953, so 47 and 21, 68 years old. What's the fastest car you have driven, Rob? Oh, wow. Ugh. My brother had a Mustang, and he could burn the tires off of that thing. And he let me drive it around the block one time. And I want to say I got maybe 125, 130 on it. And my wife will tell you, driving around our block, going 130, it's not 4 lanes. It's not 4 lanes. Fastest car I've ever been in, I've been in a GT Mustang, and I was in the back seat. It was a 1985 Mustang, so I must have been. It was probably 87. I was probably 20 years old. This was not on a racetrack, folks, so do not attempt to do what I have been part of. But we hit right at 185. 185 going up the highway, between 180 and 185. Yeah, it was a GT Mustang, and I was clocking him to see how long it would take him to go a mile, and it was right at 19 something seconds. So we were cooking it, folks. We were cooking it. 19 seconds a mile. Think about that. Get out there on your racetrack and do a mile in 19 seconds. We were rolling. And trust me, I was sitting in the back seat, and I would not do that now. Would not do that. Can you imagine if a deer would have crossed in front of us? That would not have been good. This was cool weather, too. Cold weather. About midnight, 11:30 at night. But that's the fastest car I've been in. But I've driven maybe 120, 125 is the fastest I've ever been in. I would love to be able to go to a couple of racetracks to cut some laps or whatever. Charlotte wouldn't be one of my racetracks. I'd like to go to Darlington. If I ever went to a race, how many people out there would even consider saying, "Hey, well, Rob's going to it. Might be pretty fun to go to." See, I'm not a NASCAR fan anymore, and I've given you guys the whole list as to why I'm not. I was pure redneck to the bone, going to the races and stuff. I want one to throw my shirt off and sit there and drink all the time. I would be the one that would have headphones on, listening to the crews and find out what was going on. I'd be more of the person that you could go to and say, well, what's wrong with that car? Well, I heard the crew chief say that this and this, whatever. That was more me. And I would go on practice days. I would go on qualifying days. I would go anytime I could. And now, with the way they are doing, NASCAR's not trying to help themselves. And that's coming from me wishing they would. I hate the segments. 189.47 miles an hour. We went close to 190 miles an hour then. 19 seconds. It was right at 19, 20 seconds. We ran a mile on a highway. Uh, they lost me when when the 3, 4, 5 cars are teammates. No more single car champs. Frank, I mm, I'm not gonna say that hurts me. It doesn't hurt my feelings that much because you still got guys that are they're all they think about themselves. Okay, you don't have. I mean, you got teammates until it's time to win, and then that's when it's like, oh shit, watch out. And that's just the way it works. You got plenty of people out there. I expect my teammate to treat me this way, and then when they get put in the same boat, it's not that easy. Teammates, I guess it'd probably be better if they weren't teammates, but there's so many other things that play a part. Those damn segments, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, tears a race apart. Tears a race apart. There are some of us that like to watch it from the start, and if it stays green, there's a chance that this guy could go 2 more laps, and then the next time he'll get to go 4 more laps. Then the next time he'll get to go 6 more laps. Then when he gets close to the end, okay, now this guy might be able to make it on one last pit stop. Stuff like that. None of that comes into play anymore because they tore it into segments, and now you get a free pit stop. Caution flag, anybody's going to take a pit stop. And then now we're going to one lug. All right. Who's in favor of that? Bzz. That's it. Bzz. One lug. Yeah, fuel mileage is gone. Fuel mileage is done. You don't win a race fuel mileage anymore. Okay. Number 2, if somebody's not running the greatest, they can't make. I don't like this lucky dog crap. Make them earn their lap back. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? See, it's too many gifts out there. We don't need to be gift giving when we're watching races. No IndyCar, I can't watch. Well, you know what? I got to admit, I went to IndyCar racing in Richmond, and they were running about 165, 170. They were cooking in around a 3/4 mile track, and it was a lot of green flag stops in that race, and made it a lot better. I want to say Weldon won. I think it was his name, Weldon. And but before the race, you could go down to pits, talk to anybody you wanted to. It was just so cool. And nowadays, all these guys are, hands off, don't get close to me. Oh yeah, none of this garbage, none of it. And NASCAR, they do everything in the world to keep their drivers secluded. They don't want, until it's end of the race, and then they stick a microphone in their face. Oh yeah, you just had a wreck outside of turn 2. How do you feel about it? That's when you look them right in the eye and say, well, how do you think you would feel? I just wrecked. Okay. So there's sometimes I agree with sticking a microphone in somebody's face, and then sometimes I don't agree with that. Just, yeah, I'm not all for that. I'm not all for that. Really not. So Frank Wayne Scott is looking for Legends of Wrestling NWA bootleg set. Get in touch with me. I can get back in touch with Frank. Open wheel racing, some seem so dangerous. Oh, they are. Open wheel racing seems so. It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous sport. Just ask Tony Stewart. And that's especially if you're playing chicken with somebody, or you're daring somebody, or any of that. And then open wheel racing on dirt makes it even worse. I used to love the Silver Crown cars. Do you miss the road course ringers like Fellows said? Well, AJ Allmendinger, he's a road course ringer, used to be, and he won at Indianapolis. Boris said, I think I always thought of much more of himself than he was. Boris said, he was okay. Ron Fellows, on the other hand, Ron Fellows, he was a wheelman. He was a wheelman. I liked him. I like Fellows better than some of them. There's different people I liked watching. A couple of these guys that were become stunt people or whatever. A couple of them could really run in it. Street courses too, and road courses and stuff. I think this is my opinion. I think every track should be a championship track on different years. For instance, let me say it. Let's say you've been racing at Watkins Glen every year like you've been racing. One of these years, Watkins Glen should be the championship race. Martinsville, one of these years, Martinsville should be the championship race. Bristol, one of these years, Bristol should be the championship race. Texas, same thing. I'm the minority. I like segments. I like the point system a lot more. No more riding around the track waiting for the last few laps. Puck, let me ask you, what is figure eight racing like? Figure eight racing is dangerous. Watch figure eight racing. You can put figure eight racing on YouTube. Watch some of this stuff. It is some dangerous stuff. Puck, let me ask a question of you and see if you change your mind. What if we still race with segments, but we did not throw the caution flag out? We don't throw a caution flag out. You'll get points for that segment, right? You get points for that segment. I don't have a problem with that. But we keep racing in case somebody's had a flat tire, somebody's getting good gas mileage, whatever. What do you think about that? If we keep the segments, but we don't go to caution, what do you think about that? See what Puck says about that. But yeah, Keith, figure eight racing, very dangerous. I watch it a lot. It's funny as shit to watch when everybody's safe. But my Lord, you don't find many people with their heads screwed on straight figure eight racing. You don't do it long. It's some dangerous stuff. So let's see what Puck says about that. What do you guys think about that too? Segments, I don't mind. Just don't throw the caution flag. Let them keep racing. Let's let the race kind of unfold. Okay, it's a story. That's what it is. You open the book, and page 1 should be the green flag, and you're talking about, you're unfolding page after page, and you're kind of just getting the story out there, and you never know who's going to win a race if you let everything go. People may have 10 different agendas. I want a short pit all day because I'm making fast laps, 30 laps in. All right, I want to come in at 40 laps because I'm getting great gas mileage, but 40 laps is my tire length. Well, I want to come in every 50 laps. I'm a little bit slower, but I don't have to make as many pit stops. See, you've got all those agendas right there, and only one of them can work because there's only one winner. But all of that can go in effect if you run from start to finish and let them run. Hell, I mean, if it's 250 laps or 400 laps and every one of them's green, more power to you, to your track, and to the safety workers. How you like that? How about that, guys? How about we can run some of these races? We start them at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. And have you ever used the out of gas cards in red, white, and blue race? I have not, Frank. I have not. Do a playoff selection show. Playoff selection show, playoff for racing? Is that what you're talking about? I don't watch it, man. I don't watch them race anymore. I'll do a Ryder Cup. I will do a Ryder Cup one. Okay, you guys know I'm big into my golf, but I don't watch racing anymore. Sadly, the 2 or 3 sports that I loved growing up, I could care less about anymore. Wrestling, I used to love watch wrestling. I was a big time Kevin Sullivan fan. I was a big Ric Flair fan, big Arn Anderson fan, um, big Bruiser Brody fan. It's not the same, guys. It's just not the same anymore. That's not to say that I wouldn't go to a local event. NASCAR will never do away for cautions. You're right. You're right. But they might be able to get their fans back if they did that. And I don't care if you have a split screen. Come on there and talk about Pennzoil. And then the other half of the screen, let us keep watching the race. And look, it'll work itself out. It will work itself out. If you let somebody stay out there for 50, 55 laps on worn out tires, they're going to give out eventually. Something's going to happen. People are going to take things to the limits. Does Darlene like other sports other than baseball? Great question. Well. Does she like it though? Listen. Well, and she knows when I go to bed at night. A lot of times, the one channel I keep it on at night is the golf channel. And there's some golfers that they play, and she understands where I come from when I talk about them being babies, whiners, whatever. There's a bunch of them that are like that. No, neither one of us watch much basketball. We can watch it, but and we don't watch much college baseball. We will go to a minor league baseball game. We like that pretty good, as long as it's not 105 degrees. Baseball is our favorite. Tonight, this evening, what time is it now? Was it a little after 5? We will base our dinner, our whatever we're going to do for the rest of the evening on what time the Phillies play. We'll do it. And if that means the Phillies play at 7:05 tonight, well, okay, we may go grab us. Yeah, I appreciate you asking. I really do. She'll sit there and watch golf with me. She'll sit and watch soccer with me for the tracks and playoffs. As far as telling you who I think will win, does Mrs. Robb ever get annoyed when you break out a board game or when a package arrives? Package, not so much. If I break out a board game and she's got something really on her mind working, yeah, it don't work out well. So Rob's learning that if I'm going to come in here, my first question to her is, what time are your meetings today? Am I intruding on a meeting or something like that? If I'm not intruding on a meeting or something like that, she's pretty cool with me coming in here doing this, and it works out pretty good. I think he wants you to do a show to reveal the playoff tracks. Oh, okay. Well, I can do that too. Yeah. Loved your idea on playoff tracks. I was saying NASCAR should do a selection show on playoff tracks every year. Oh, well, I'll tell you, what if I do this? We, I'll spend, how about I do the 5 minutes a week? She is always so pleasant. She is, Frank. You're right. We get along well. We do things to tell one maybe doesn't like as much as the other one, but we do it. Which we love each other. We do that. What if I do a 10 minutes a week thing when the playoffs begin, when the NASCAR playoffs begin? right? I'll give you my top 10 drivers for that week. Okay. I know now, the kid, I know the wonder kid, Chase, Elliott. He's really good on, road courses. Um, and I'm going to have to go with some watching from the past. And we're talking 3-4 years ago. I understand there are some drivers out there now that are humdingers, really good. Um, the kid that came in for Penske, um, he's a real good driver. Except when Rob wanted to add milk to the recipe for those cookies like things, right? Pasales. Keith, Keith. I don't know. How about that? Keith remembers what we got going on. Yeah, I wanted to add milk or something, and that's something I couldn't even tell you that I wanted to do. Pasales, that was last Christmas time. Yeah. Wow. Shout out to Keith White. Boom boom. Boom boom. I love those chocolate pasales though. Oh my God. I wanted to add milk. I wanted to add milk for those cookies. Ah. Okay. I'm not going to deny it. I probably did. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Uh, Keith, now, Keith, you do realize now we're going to have an argument about this for the next 20 minutes. Keith's like, look, this channel is way too calm for its nature right now. We need to start some shit. Let's start some shit. Oh, me. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That was funny, though. That was good. I love your idea on playoff tracks. I was saying NASCAR should do a selection show on playoff tracks every year. Yeah, well, I think they should have 3 road courses, 3 short tracks. If they're going to go with 10, 2 intermediates, Darlington, where else? Maybe Texas, and then Daytona and Talladega. Why not? And now Keith's guys laughing thing. We got the eye crying. That's funny. Yeah, it was funny. Got to go, Rob. My son has college football practice. I love to watch. I will get with you on those cards. Frank, yes, sir. Anybody that has extra NWA Legends of Wrestling cards, especially for bootleg, and you can part with a few. Get in touch with me. Frank Wayne Scott is he is very interested in them. I'm heading home from work, says Keith. Catch you in a few if you're still on. Right. Frank, who's your son play football for? You go to college. Okay, fun. Sounds good. Playoffs start in 2 weeks. Okay. I'll do a 10-minute show. I'll put 10 minutes to the side every week. Frank, who does your son play for? Hope Frank's not gone yet. I don't think Frank's gone yet. Who's your son play for, Frank? Yeah, I'll do a 10, 15-minute show every week with NASCAR. I'm not against it. I'm definitely not against it. Hell, I would love to see Uprising in it, and people really want to do this, and Mount St. Joseph Division 3, Mount St. Joe. Can you give us a state you're in? Mount St. Joseph. Is that Iowa? Mount St. Joseph. Now, if Rob gets this, boy, oh boy, maybe it's Illinois. Mount St. Joseph. Yeah, good luck to him. Yeah. I had to ask him one last question there. Division 3, Mount St. Joseph. Why do I want to say it's in the Midwest? Perhaps it is Cincinnati, Ohio. I want to say it's in the Midwest. That's Midwest, but it's not as far Midwest as I thought it was. You still got Indiana betwixt. You got Indiana betwixt them states. So Mount St. Joseph, Division III. Frank is going to go watch some football practice today. Very cool that you can actually go Ohio. Yeah, the wife said it was right around Cincinnati area. Very cool. My name's Rob. I hope you have checked out my channel today. We talked about everything under the sun between NASCAR, football, legends of wrestling, pizzelles, and so much more. You never know where we're going to start, and you never know where we're going to end. But the best thing is you will know when it starts if you hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. The bell will go off letting you know that Rob is coming on here to either make your day or break your day. We've got in 2 weeks' time, we've got Ryder Cup selection. I'm going to come on here. I'm going to have at least an hour-long show on that. NASCAR, in 2 weeks, they're going to go to their playoffs. I will do a 30-minute show after the regular season, and I will tell you who I think will win the championship, okay? And then from then on, with NASCAR, I'll do a 10, 15-minute a week analysis as to the track, who's been good, who's been bad, and who's been naughty and nice. But who should move on and who's going to get eliminated. A little past 5 here on the East Coast, about 90 degrees outside right now. I'm going to head out the door. I hope you guys will stick around. Anytime we have some stuff going on the channel, we will let you know first. Status Pro Basketball is going to be on its way to me. Payoff pitch, I'm going to start playing that pretty soon. I've been here. I also got some Glory Days boxing shout outs today. Glory Days boxing will be back on the table again too. Don't worry, guys. We're going to try to do as much for you as we possibly can. Thanks so much for supporting my channel, and it's making it our channel, and that's what I want. 300 plus subscribers. We're on our way every day. We're not a big thing, but we're growing. We're getting there. Have a great rest of your Tuesday afternoon. I may be back on later tonight. No promises, but I may be, especially if I get my hair straightened. God bless. Have a great evening. God bless, and be good, guys. Bye-bye.